Found a neat story here in CNBC, and I'm sure in other outlets too, but we're going to use their story today about the expansion of the human species becoming an interstellar species, a multiplanetary species, and the eventual move towards that, assuming we don't do something really, really stupid, like blow ourselves up. Be sure to like and subscribe. Let's get into this story. It's kind of fun. Toyota is exploring rockets with nearly $45 million investment in Japanese launch startup, chairman says. Toyota Motor is exploring the development and production of orbital rockets, Chairman Akio Toyoda said Monday. The automaker is investing 7 billion yen, $44.4 million, into Interstellar Technologies, a startup developmental orbital launch vehicles. We're exploring rockets too, because the future of mobility shouldn't be limited to just Earth or just one car company for that matter, Toyota said during a press conference for CES. Clearly, that remark right there is directed to Elon. Toyota, being the world's largest car manufacturer, clearly has the mass production ability to create rockets on a scale that SpaceX at this time wouldn't be able to match. In the future, would they? Possibly. Their growth is exponential. They're doing so well right now. It's amazing. What SpaceX is doing is transforming the human species, if we allow it to happen. And that's another reason why it was such a great thing that the election turned the way it did, because the current administration had started putting roadblocks in the way of SpaceX, delaying launches, environmental impact studies, things that just made it more difficult to expand human knowledge and human growth for political reasons, which is just silly. Founded in 2013, Interstellar Technologies has performed 7 launches of its small suborbital Momo rockets, which reached space for the first time in 2019. The startup has yet to deploy a satellite in orbit, which plans to develop the larger Zero and Deca line of rockets for delivering spacecraft. Toyota said the company expects to leverage experience in mass production of vehicles for the production of rockets with Interstellar Technologies. In the Japanese launch market, Toyota is taking on Mitsubishi, whose subsidiary Mitsubishi Heavy Technologies has developed and launched the H3 series of rockets for JAXA, the country's space agency. Mitsubishi's H3 rocket, which debuted several years behind schedule, was intended to be priced competitively with SpaceX's Falcon 9 rocket, which dominates the current global market. And it is not price comparable. Mitsubishi is continuing work on that to try to make it price competitive with SpaceX, but it's not. If there's one company that knows how to make a mass production vehicle at price competitiveness and still maintain a standard of quality second to none, it's the Toyota company. If you're Elon, you have to view this as a legitimate threat to SpaceX. Legitimate threat. This isn't just a fly-by-night. This is the world's largest automobile manufacturer taking a startup, you could consider a fly-by-night, a startup, utilizing their technology and merging it with theirs. There's no doubt that, in my mind, Interstellar Technologies is going to become a fully owned subsidiary of the Toyota company, or could just be known as Toyota Aerospace at some point in the future. I don't see any reason why that wouldn't be the case. Launching satellites, launching space vehicles is the future. orbital and suborbital travel is going to become a thing. It is going to become a thing. NASA is working currently on the supersonic silent aircraft that can fly supersonic but silently, not creating a sonic boom, breaking a bunch of windows, things like that. You see what SpaceX has been doing. They landed a rocket and grabbed it with chopsticks. The future of space travel is at hand. It's at hand. And that's with conventional rocket technology. We currently have ion technology that is in full function with the deep space satellite, which I believe is continuing to function. And an ion engine, as you know, is not very strong, but its thrust is the weight of paper on your hand, but continually, over time, in 0G. So it adds up considerably. And there's other things out there that we haven't been told about that I believe are absolutely a thing. Electromagnetic, electrogravitic propulsion. But when we're talking rockets, we're talking SpaceX. And now, apparently, we're talking Toyota. If Toyota can leverage the technology properly, they can absolutely be a competitor to SpaceX. Now, SpaceX has Starship, and they have the long-term vision of going to Mars and things like that. Toyota probably doesn't have that kind of vision. I'm sure theirs is launch satellites, launch spacecraft. There's been rumors of a Japanese space hotel for years. It just hasn't launched. Well, Toyota would probably be the company to do it. It'll be years before this technology comes online, but I don't see any reason why Toyota, with its production knowledge, its standards of quality, it's known for its efficiency, its cost cutting where necessary, and investment where necessary. It's known for its efficiency, its quality, and I think this is a legitimate threat. If you are SpaceX right now, if you're Elon Musk, this story got your attention. It got mine. As a fan of Toyota's products, as an owner of Toyota's vehicles, and a believer in Toyota's products overall, their philosophy, their quality standards, I think this is a wonderful thing for us as a human species. We are taking another step forward. If we can have the world's largest automobile manufacturer also start manufacturing the means for spacecraft, the means of leaving this planet, things like that, I think it's great. I think it's great. And this is an article from February. I'm just going to put this in here. Is Toyota the next Tesla? This talks about Toyota's performance, EVs versus ICEs, EV drawbacks, hybrid technology, and how Toyota has been at the cutting edge of hybrid technology now for decades, and how their hybrids are the market leader in hybrids, how their EV technology is leaps and bounds above anybody short of Tesla, of course, how their hydrogen vehicles seem to be something that is catching on with a lot of places, especially over EV in the long term, when you have something like a city bus or a school bus that can go 60 miles in the winter on an EV charge. 60 miles. I can tell you right now that the school buses around here in my area, they may do a loop that takes half of that away right off the top. Right off the top. And those buses are exceedingly expensive. And I'll make sure to put this, is Toyota the next Tesla, in here. And before I end it, because Elon is who he is, and Toyota is who they are, as soon as I saw this story, what clicked in my head is, in the future, do we see a Toyota X similar to a Weyland-Yutani? If you're a fan of the Alien series, you know who Weyland-Yutani is. Two companies that were in similar fields deciding to merge because they were giants in both their fields. In the same fields, and they were giants in them, creating a mega giant. Weyland-Yutani. Will we soon see Toyota X or X Toyota? Something similar to that? I don't know. It's fun to think about. But I think it's a wonderful thing. I think it's a great thing to have SpaceX basically now has actual competition. I mean, the Amazon thing, he was launching his giant penis into space or whatever. You know, he brought Shatner on there, and that was great. It was a cool publicity stunt. But as it stands right now, SpaceX and just a couple others are your launch systems, because NASA, how the mighty have fallen. That's an issue unto itself. But this issue is Toyota X or Tesla Toyota or whatever you want to call it. It's going to be fun. SpaceX has competition. Toyota's coming. We'll see where it leads us. Thank you. I do appreciate you coming in here and listening to me. We'll see you next time.